any other tips or thoughts that you might want to share to trial lawyers who listen to this podcast who are looking for tips to help their appellate lawyers?
Sure, this is kind of random, but give careful thought to things that are going to influence your appeal. And as one example, in Georgia, it matters terribly whether you use what we call a general verdict form or a special one. I don't know if California uses the same dichotomy. A general verdict form is, I find for this party and here's the dollars. And a special verdict form is broken down by causes of action and so forth. And so a lot of trial lawyers will default to the simplest possible verdict form. But in Georgia, for example, any error as to any theory that goes to the jury is probably reversible error if you use a general verdict form, because you can't tell whether it influenced the outcome or not. With a special verdict form, your verdict may be more appeal proof, because it may be clear from the way the jury answered certain questions that the error didn't affect anything. That is the kind of thing that you ought to have an appellate lawyer, involved in your trial to help you with.
That's interesting, because I have a different perspective on that, and that is the more interrogatories you ask of the jurors, the more likely you may be to confuse the jurors and thus get an inconsistent verdict.
All true. And that's why it's art, not science, and that's why, again, having an appellate lawyer involved at that trial level to look at things like the jury charges, the verdict form, all of those things.